All right, and we're live. Hi, everyone. I am Brittany, the Cosmic Lunar Soul, and this is Priscilla from A Life Full of Simplicity. Hi, Sil.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
So today we're doing the hashtag Academy Awards Tarot prompt by Fairlight Tarot. I linked her channel in the description, and the prompts are in the description. So make sure you go and check out her video as well. But this one was a hard one. I'm not gonna
It
lie,
was.
this one was hard.
Yeah.
We haven't done like a super hard one in a while, and like, I mean, I feel like my tarot collection just exploded around me because I've been waffling. So, let's just go ahead and get into the prompts. So the first one is, I really love the theme of these, but the first one is the best screenplay. Basically a deck with a great guidebook that stands out in a sea of boring little white books.
Yep.
Mm.
This one was hard because I have so many decks that have great guidebooks, so it was hard to choose. So I went with one that came into my collection recently and that I actually really, really love. So this came out this year, actually. It's called The Awakening Tarot, an Elemental Approach. This is by Monica Berdersky and published by Red Feather. They sent me this to review, and I love Monica Berdersky. I have that bone throwing curio cards
Oh yes,
from
her. Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Yeah, and I love that deck so much. The guidebook in that is fantastic. So, of course, I wasn't surprised that the guidebook in this was also fantastic.
Yeah.
So, this is the guidebook. It is thick. It's 288 pages long, and it is absolutely fantastic. You get, what do you get? So you get like the name of the card, you get an affirmation, you get an image description, keywords, a message, which is just a sentence. Then you get advice upright, you get reversed, shadow message, and then reflection questions.
Mm.
And you get that for everything, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you get that for everything, including the major arcana. So everything is equal in this particular
Yeah.
book. And I really like the way she writes because she takes a lot of time and energy, and she puts a lot of depth into the things that she writes. So you really have like, if you don't want to read like the paragraphs, you have like the keyed words available to you. There's like an image description in the book that allows you to understand what's going on in the artwork, which I really like. So if you're not quite sure, you can just go there and then it describes it. You know,
Yeah.
for example, the Seven of Air, which is the Seven of Swords, it says a being with several pens extending from below their torso and symbols emanating from their head deep in thought. So
Mm-hmm.
it like explains the what the art is, which is really interesting. And then you have a shorter message, but then you have more depth to the messages. So you have like the upright, the reverse. If you want to do like shadow work and things like that, there's a shadow message as well, which I really like. And then you have journal prompts, which you
Yeah.
can actually use as to pull more cards. So if you want to like follow up and like do like spreads and things like that, you could also use the reflection questions for that purpose as well, instead of just journaling if you didn't want to just journal. So I
Mm-hmm.
really like that about this particular book, and that's why I chose it for this question. And what about you? What did you choose?
Oh gosh, I struggled so hard. Because I was like, okay, maybe I should go with a book that's like actually just a really better version of the classic, like one that fits in a box. And then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, but then I could go with like the OG book that I got when I first got into tarot. But I finally decided, and what I based it off of was, is it good information that's easily digestible and it covers what I consider the basics of what I feel like a guidebook should cover.
Yeah.
So for me, obviously, well, that means, sorry, I'm building suspense as if I'm on TikTok or something. I went with the Cats Rule the Earth book.
Oh,
It's
that was so cute.
It's so cute. It's really thin, so it's very easy to like get through. But
Yeah.
even though it's thin, because of the size, it still has a plethora of information for each
Hmm.
card. Um, it has the standard fare stuff, consulting the tarot, but it even talks about like cats in divination and kind of explains their affinity to um like spiritual associations and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it's like this little extra thing that, I mean, as a cat owner, I really appreciate. But the thing that sold me when I first got this was the fact that there's a section on numbers and court cards.
Hmm.
Um, I know, like, when people are getting into tarot, I feel like numerology is usually like an afterthought. And then
True.
court cards are like a huge struggle for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So the fact that it points it out like in the very beginning of the book to me was really like nice. I like that. Um, the other thing that I like about this is it has the classic spreads, but then it has a cute themed like cat's paw spread. And it's just I love the theme of it and how it just kind of goes into that. Has the classic like Celtic cross as well, so it covers a wide range of things. But when we're talking about like the actual meat and potatoes of the guidebook, I like that it includes an actual picture of the card. I like that it's colored as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes you could just look at the guidebook if that's what you're wanting to do. But um, I like when books have like a little phrase to go along with the keywords.
Me too.
So, like for instance, The Magician, it says bending circumstances to your will. And I feel like it's cool that it has just a quick little phrase that you can relate to. It has the keywords, and then it has a full description, and then has the reversed meanings as well.
Yeah.
There were some guidebooks that were really nice that either didn't have the keywords or didn't have the reverse meanings, and that kind of knocked it out of the running for me. But even though I
Yeah.
consider them to be pretty good, so you can see like how much is devoted to a page. There's two cards a page for the majors, and then the minors get almost as much, but they're like kind of a two to a page, but
Yeah.
like half a page because the pictures are different. But I
Picture. Yeah.
still like there's still enough information in the book, and I just absolutely love it. So this is my best screenplay.
Yeah. It's definitely a good one. I have that deck too. It's somewhere on top there, all the way at the top.
Yes.
Very top. The very top of the thing. It's all the way up there.
Okay, let's go on to number 2. Best special effects. This is a deck that is visually out of this world.
Oh yes. Okay. So this one wasn't as hard because when I read this one, I was like, glitter, shine, something that like gets my goblin brain all like shiny
Yes.
things, you know. So I went with the literary tarot.
Mm,
Uh,
that's a good
this
one.
is by Brink Literacy Project. I bought this last year. I bought it for my birthday last year. So yes, I went with this because it has foiling on the backs,
Yes.
foilings on the fronts. So this is definitely great FX in my opinion. For that, and I love it because of that, because of the shiny, and they only shine like specific details, like obviously the border around it, but then there's like
Yeah.
specific details within the card that are shiny, which really makes the card pop itself, which I really like.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, this is why I chose this particular one. I love this card so
It
much. Look at
it
that.
really does photograph well even too. That's
Yes.
rare. I feel like some things like that, like when it's high foiling, usually it's
Yeah.
just like when it catches the light and you see it moving, but those are gorgeous even still.
Yes. I agree. And I love it so much. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this creepy one.
Which one, what card is that?
This is the tower.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love that. I do really like that deck. It just hasn't made it to like a wish list, but I would definitely use it.
Yeah. I love it. And you can pick it up from Chapters Indigo, just so you know. They do
Yeah.
ship to the US.
I'm
I know several people who have gotten it from them via
gonna see if
so
the real
yes.
star of the podcast wants to hop up.
But what deck did you choose for
I
best special effects?
I actually decided to go like with a classic here with Prisma Visions.
Oh yes, yes.
Um, this I really chose it because a few things. So I love the whole like continuation Mariama style of the cards, and I'm gonna try to hold them up and show the camera where like the scenes flow from card to card for the minors.
Definitely a great
Um,
FX.
I love that, and then there's like such let's ooh gosh, so many good cards. And then the details in the cards, like I'm trying to get it close so you can see those like Starry Night style
Yeah.
artwork, and you could just see all of the beautiful detail. And it's I feel like despite it having quite a few colors, it's still very muted in a way. So it's such a weird dynamic of like color schemes. But I just
Hmm.
think they're so like thoughtful, so pretty. It hasn't necessarily aged well with like the foiling, and I'll show you. But I'm really rough with my cards, so maybe others, my mileage might vary. Like that's the foiling now on the side, or not foiling, the gilding.
Yeah.
So
Hi.
it definitely didn't age too well, but it's just so pretty. Like, look at that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Also, hi Tara.
Hi. Sorry, did not have my chat on. Um, Thanks for popping in. But yeah, I really like that. The continuity is what I just totally enjoy. This was my first deck that was like that, and I've since gotten one other, technically, one other tarot deck that has that, and I just think it's a cool like study of tarot, just another way to consider how things connect and play with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to the next one. Q3, the best costume design. This is a deck that shows outstanding attention to details.
Yeah. So I chose um the Citadel Oracle.
Ooh, that's a good one. I didn't pick any
Yeah.
Oracle. I would like challenge myself to just keep,
Well, one of the questions is Oracle.
yes,
So
outside of the one question.
yeah, this is actually the only other Oracle other than the one question that's Oracle. Everything else for me is
Yes.
Tarot. But I decided to go with this mainly because I love when I thought about this question, I thought about it in terms of like the detail for a drawing. And I did
Yep.
have another deck in mind for this, but the thing is, that deck I haven't unboxed. It's still closed.
Hmm.
So that's why I didn't choose it for this. But if we do this again next year, then maybe it'll be it'll be that tarot deck for this particular question. So I decided to go with this instead. And mainly because the artist, this particular artist, has they have a way with like the detailing in their artwork. It's like so fine. It's like very fine kind of art. And
Yeah.
it just feels very nice in terms of like the detail of the artwork. If you
Yeah.
look at the backs, like look how detailed that is in terms
I
of
know.
like the
The
structures of the
cityscapes.
housing and like the different
Hmm.
cityscape and things like that. Like it looks absolutely fantastic.
I
So I
love that.
decided to go with that in terms of like the artwork. And again, this one also can also be special effects as well. Like I feel like some of
Yeah.
these can also fall into different, like this one has a lot of detailing at the
Yes,
top, for
it's so pretty.
example. This one with the foliage and the flowers and things. So yeah,
I
I
lied. I did
really
choose. Oh no, nope. You're right. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, I was just saying that is the detail and stuff like that. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh, I love that card. So pretty.
Um, this one with the detailing in the acorns. Trying to look at ones that are like a little bit more fine in the
Yay. Thank you,
working and
Tara.
things.
That. Oh, I just love that deck. It's really, really nice.
Me too. Me too. They actually had it on sale.
Recently?
The sale is done now. They had all their special editions 50% off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for 3 days in June. The sale is over now,
Yeah.
but yeah, you could have gotten it for like half the price.
Nice.
Anything, any of their ones they had after half the
Yeah.
price, but yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that's the one I chose. What did you choose?
I realized I actually mixed up the prompts. So
Oh,
technically, Prisma Visions would be the attention to detail, and then special effects would be the dreamscape. I really like this, and it's
oh, okay. So
similar
let's talk about it now.
reasons of Prisma Visions because it has the connectivity between the cards. Um, but the reason I would bump Prisma Vision to attention to detail because of like intricate dashes for his artwork is very, very cool.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I would go with like more of the special effects because it has like, I mean, of course, it still has that same foiling, but the theme of the deck and the vibrancy of the cards just really, really pops.
Hmm.
So, and I won't show the connectivities between the cards, but I just really enjoy the colors. I like the artwork's quite interesting to me. It's like cartoony, but almost looks like almost gives off like that comic book pop art style
Yeah.
almost. So it's kind of in this weird in between stage that I just absolutely love. And then the theme of it, like, let me move my eyes out of the way so it'll focus. But the themes of it are like, it gives very like Greek or Roman kind of themes.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love it. The colors of this just kind of, scratch my goblet brain for some reason. With these nice stark white lines through it that just give the definition of the card. Yeah, I absolutely love this. I think it's a beautiful deck. I also love the foiling on it. It's
Yeah.
such a unique color. You don't really see like I feel like you see a lot of silver, gold, and like hollow,
Hmm.
like holographic, and you don't see off colors very often.
Okay.
So I went with that one for technically special effects. I had it backwards. Okay, so best photography. This is a deck that has achieved an outstanding result in capturing the images.
Yeah. So I actually went with a deck that actually is photography. So I
Okay.
went with the Wildlands Tarot. This is by Leah Shulman and published by Secret Scribe Publishing. So I actually went with this particular deck. So it is in the form of Polaroids.
Mhm.
Everything in here is actually photographs that Leah had actually taken, and she put them into a particular deck from her travels. Um, and then she added like overlays or collage on top of that to show off the actual cards and things.
I
Yeah.
love that. I think that's such a cool concept.
Yeah.
And something
So
about
this is
oddly
the
shaped
Emperor.
cards just tickles my goblet brain.
I know. I love it. And she has this one from, I think, Japan.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, and then the guidebook tells you where the locations are. Hi, Ruby.
Okay.
So it tells you every single photo where it was taken, like the country it
Yeah.
was taken in, which is really cool. So there's like a mix of like Egypt, Asia, North America, I think as well. I think some European
Yeah. Hmm.
locations. But I love the photography in here. It's just really nice. And then the
Yeah.
overlays to like make it look like the card to make it more like RWS, I guess,
You
inspired.
know what would be such a cool challenge? Like it would be a cool like 365-day challenge kind of thing, or just a year long challenge. I don't know how else to say it, where your goal is to take photos for each card of the tarot and like reflect on it at the end of the year. That'd be really
Yeah,
cool.
that would be cool actually. So, yeah. Yeah, she has other particular decks. Oh, okay.
What don't you like about the layout of the guidebook, Ruby?
So the guidebook is actually laid out where it looks like there's spacing. Here, I'll show you. I actually did a walkthrough of this, so you'll be able to see it, but you can see
It
the
almost looks
spacing.
like a telegraph.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
So it seems like Ruby doesn't like that much.
Yeah,
To me, it's fine. Like I don't, doesn't bother me
doesn't
much.
yeah.
Mainly because I typically use these intuitively. Plus, there's keywords at the top, so
Hmm.
I don't
So you don't really have
always
to
I don't
read it.
always read the guidebook, yeah. So for me, it doesn't bother me much.
Okay.
I look at if I do look at the guidebook, it's mainly like to see the location, and then um, I'll look at the keywords quickly to see what kind of keywords there are. But I love this very much. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. Like the photography is gorgeous.
Yeah, and I like her use of like the foiling to kind of bring in the tarot aspect
Yeah.
of it.
Yes. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
really
Like
cool.
here you can see there's someone there and then there's like three spilt cups. They're looking at the spilt cups, but there's
Yeah,
two jugs behind them.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So you
love
get
that.
that sense of five of cups, which is
Right.
disappointment, focusing too much
Mm-hmm.
on the things that have happened rather than things that
The
are
good things
waiting
that
for
are
you.
still, yeah,
Yeah, good things that are waiting for you behind you. So, yeah. Plus, this is also a mass market deck now because her decks
oh,
previously, I think, were indie. So, or her previous
oh,
version of this was indie and she
yeah.
rebranded it and redid it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
cool. So for me, I chose Madame Lydia Wilhelmina's Tarot, the
Oh, yeah.
Monsters, Macabre, and Autumn Scenes. I
Yes,
haven't
the
used this
very
yet.
long title for a tarot deck.
Right? It's super long, but I chose this like I really want to do like creative things with this. I just haven't had time to do it, unfortunately, since I got this
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah.
But it's very like it gives me like very much Renaissance painting vibes.
Oh,
Where,
yes.
where like each card I feel like could be a painting that is hanging up somewhere. um there we go. It's very, very interesting though. I really just don't know how to use it yet or haven't attempted to use it yet because of that. It's a little different than everything else that I have in my collection, but I just
Hmm.
like, I love this. The Headless Horseman vibe. Sorry, my camera is like, the lighting
Yeah.
is cool. Um, but I love like,
Pumpkinhead.
yeah, super, super cool. I mean, probably objectively the most artistic out of my like artistic out of my
Yeah.
tarot decks. Um, I just have to figure out how I'm gonna use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, let me go on to the next
I feel like it
one.
probably you'd be used for writing. Probably
Yeah,
be a
that's
good
kind
one
of
for
what I want
writing.
to do. Like some story times with it, I think would be really cool.
Yeah.
Um, Best actor in a leading role. So this is a tarot deck that is most prominent in expressing human nature.
Yeah. So when I was thinking about this, I actually had a few decks in mind and I brought it down to two. And then I was like, okay, which one out of these ones would I really think that would express human nature the best? So I ended up going with the Unfolding Path
Um,
Tarot.
I had that in my hand and I was like, I can't pick. I just,
Yeah. And the
yeah,
reason I chose this one was because of the facial expressions in this deck.
yes.
So the faces in this deck are so emotive that I
Mm-hmm.
felt like it would be fantastic since emotion, I feel like emotion is a great way to show human nature. So I felt like this was a good pick for me personally in that
Yeah.
regard because the faces are so emotive. Like look at this little man.
Yes.
He's so
I should have
cute.
gone with that.
Uh, and
You
then I
won
don't
me
know, I just
over.
really I love everything about this particular deck. Like look at this 10 of swords. Look at her
I
face.
know.
The
I
face.
love
Oh, her
that.
face is so emotive in this. I love it. This one looks so strong.
It's funny because I debated between that one, Light Seers, and the one that I picked, which is actually a little further away, but now I'm wishing I picked the Unfolding Path.
Yeah, so that's why I chose this one in particular. So what deck did you end up going with?
So I actually ended up going with the Black Femme Tarot.
Oh, okay.
Um, I went with that because I feel like it's talking about human nature, but at the end of the day, it's like how I feel like I navigate life, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
seeing myself in cards is important to me, but this card's very focused on diversity amongst Black women. So I
yes,
just enjoyed it. It's a pseudo Rider Waite clone, so it's not like necessarily reinventing the wheel or anything, but just
yeah,
the way, the simplicity in which like she does it, and how this is by Illuminati. This is Letitia Shelton. She goes by Illuminati on socials,
yeah.
but just the way like she goes about the simplicity of
Hmm.
re theming Rider Waite is, I
Yeah,
really love it. And like, look at this Queen of Wands. I feel like
yeah.
it's totally me.
Love
So
it, love it.
I like too that she makes it really modern. The art's really simple, but like they're just putting women in there. There's some that are like exactly Rider Waite clones, like you could see with the Queen of Wands. But then you
Yeah,
see here, it's like women doing like a photo shoot. I mean,
yeah. I feel like that's very Three of Pentacles though, because you have different aspects of different people doing different things, but they're still
yes,
working as a team.
yes,
There's still
it's
that
like,
aspect of collaboration, teamwork, and stuff. So I really love that actually.
yeah. Let me see if I can find like another one that kind of shows that. Okay, yeah, like the magician here, just someone hanging out in the room with all of their
Uh,
stuff, and I really just like, I love that. I love it. So
yeah.
that's kind of why I went with this deck.
Yeah, I'm
But I
glad you
do,
did.
yeah,
It suits the prompt anyway. So I really that's a good choice.
yes,
Yeah, don't second guess yourself. It's good. It's a great choice.
you just had some great points, and I was like, that's probably why I liked it. I
Yeah.
just couldn't verbalize it enough to pick it, I guess, is what was
Yeah.
up with it.
It's okay.
Yeah. Ruby said Black Femme is on and off her list constantly. She has no
Mm.
idea if she'll end up getting it.
Can you
I
still
I
get it though? Can you still get it?
understand. Let's see real quick. Do an intermission.
Because I know that they did a Kickstarter. They did a second Kickstarter for a mini version, right? You backed that, no?
Yeah. Yes, it ended up not funding, so
Oh,
she's
okay.
gonna try. So there's one left in her Etsy shop.
Oh, okay.
but I don't know if she'll like bring it back once it sells out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and she still like shares it on Instagram, so I'm
Okay.
assuming so. It's still available, at least
Okay,
for
that's
now.
good then.
Yeah. All right. On to the next one. This is
Yes.
Best Actor in Supporting Role. So this is basically the same thing, but Oracle. So an Oracle deck that is most prominent in expressing human nature.
Yeah, so I went a different route with the Oracle. I don't feel like I have that many. Like my oracles are not really people focused, I guess,
Yeah.
unless it's like entities and things.
Yeah.
So I went a different route with the oracle and decided to pick something that was more nature based, but had a
Mm.
human component in either the keywords or the information on the card itself. So I went
Oh.
with the Song of the Grandmothers Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
This is by Kara Simons and illustrated by Mari in the Sky. Um, I won this in a giveaway that Kara did on her Instagram, and I
Yeah.
love this very much because it has that nature base with the
Mm-hmm.
animals, the flowers, the different plants and things like that. But you
Mm-hmm.
really get that, I guess, human part with like the little poem things that she has here, little prompts here, and then like
Mm-hmm.
the keyword on the
Yeah.
top. We have where am I? Here we go. The keyword on the top. So I really like it in terms of that. So this to me showcases like the human nature in regards to that. So I love that. Also, everything is named grandmother this and grandmother that, which I also really love. Um, so yeah, I love everything about this particular oracle deck. It's so beautiful. You definitely feel the emotion as well in this particular deck. There are suits, so it does have a structure, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the colored borders are the different suits.
Mm. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
It
so I
did go
really
off my
love that
brain
about
for
it.
like
So that's
it is
pretty much
very
why I
pretty deck.
chose this. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying it is a very pretty deck. I don't use it very often. It doesn't come to the forefront of my mind very often. But I need
Yeah.
to like work with it, I feel like a little more.
I feel like this would be a great deck for like just a daily kind of thing, or like
Yeah.
even just a weekly message or something. Just like a random message that you want, you just pull in. You just want a good message from like one of the grandmothers.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can do a lot with the guidebook as well, because sometimes there's like questions being posed in the message as well. So I feel like you can really think about that. You
Mhm.
can also really think about the messages that are on the cards itself
Yeah.
without using the guidebook. But I love the keywords on the cards. I feel like the keywords give
I I do too.
a lot of thought of how you can like think through whatever the card is trying to tell you.
Yeah.
What did you choose as your oracle?
Before I go on to mine, like going to the
Yes.
last question, Ruby says her pick for best
Yes.
actor would be the Game of Life tarot.
Game
She
of Life
backed it,
tarot.
and though there's no people, I think it gives a good snapshot of human nature. Is that the one that is
Game of
based
Life
off
tarot.
of the board game Life?
I have no clue. I've never even heard of this deck.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's indie because you said you backed it, so I'm assuming it was a
Yeah.
Kickstarter. Let's Google. I'm gonna Google Game of Life Tarot. Let's take a
They
look
gave
at
me a
this.
few things, but the only thing on Kickstarter that I saw was
A life is like a board game tarot. That's what I'm getting. I don't know.
yeah. I'll be curious to see. But while we wait on that, my pick for the
Yeah.
Oracle, I haven't used this in a long time, but I really, really like it, is the Portals of Presence Oracle. This is by Deborah
Oh my
Koff
god.
Shapen.
That deck
I
scares me. The faces in there, I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah,
But I love that you chose this for human nature. I feel like that definitely applies to that
it
particular deck.
it really does. I love it because it's all about faces. Like it's just
Yeah.
literally different faces in different
Yeah.
ways, and I feel like this is a very I've done a few like back when I was doing pick a cards. I should do some more of them. I use these as like a, like if you've never seen pick a cards, usually there's like a thing
Yes.
that you focus on to pick the pile of cards that
Yes.
you get a reading for. And I did that with these.
Wow.
And people actually really, really liked it because I was just like, okay, reflect on it. And there's no meaning
Oh,
for this
Crystal
and whatever
Banner.
it means to you. Oh, Crystal Banner. I know that name.
Love
But
Crystal
I
Banner.
just, I don't, I think I got this in, I don't know how this came into my collection. I didn't buy it, but I think it might have come in one of my Witch's Moon boxes. That
Mm.
feels wrong though. I'm not sure how I came across this, but it's just so trippy. It's very like, I feel like, think of it as like an art prompt. And I'm like, how does this make you feel? And they're such large cards, so there's a lot of like, you can kind of see how large they are. There's a lot
Yeah.
of things that you can get out of it. So I'll just show one more and then be done.
Great choice. And yes, it's Life is Like a Board Game Tarot Expanded
Okay.
Edition. That's the one.
I saw that pop up when I was like checking on my other Kickstarters. I recently
Yeah.
backed like a wheel, a spinning wheel, oracle
Yeah, from
kind of thing.
Athene Noctua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I was going through that, it was one of the things that popped up. Like you might also like.
Yeah, there's 70 hours left to go on that particular deck. Yeah, she always does like really fun like random kind of cards, which goes well with her like Signs of the Times Oracle. So it's like things.
Oh, that's how I know that name. I was like
Yeah.
picking my brain internally. I was like, well, how do I know this name?
Yeah.
But yeah, I I don't necessarily follow her on Kickstarter, but I've seen her stuff pop up a lot on Kickstarter
Yeah.
over the
I
years.
what has she created in the past? I really wanted.
She did the Kaleidoscope Tarot.
Yeah,
The
that one
card,
was really cool. I think you can still get that.
I think so too.
The Swatches of Chakra deck is probably the one that I really wanted, but I don't think you can get that one anymore on
Okay.
her website. I think it's gone because you can still buy some stuff off her website, but
Yeah. Weirdly, it's not like everything, but huh. Okay. Q3 or 7. Best documentary. This is a deck that excels in portraying the everyday life.
yeah. So, um, So the other deck that I had in between the unfolding path was for the other prompt with the human nature was This Might Hurt tarot deck, but I felt that it applied more in this prompt, so I
Yeah.
went with it for this one. So This Might Hurt. This is the standard mass market edition. This is by Isabella Rotman, published by Liminal 11,
And
and I
just
went. Yeah,
to not to cut you off, but
yeah.
that
No, go
was
ahead.
mine as well. So we'll just combine this into a group
Yes,
discussion.
but I still want to hear your thoughts too. So,
Okay.
so I chose this one because I felt like it does give a good understanding of like everyday life, in my opinion, because it is a modern deck, and I felt like a modern deck would fit nicely with this particular prompt, um, for that particular reason, because we have like
Mhm.
very modern things. Look at her with her motorcycles. And this person with their little fish in a bag.
Yep.
And I just I don't know, I really love it, and I feel like it portrays a lot of like just everyday life, people
Yeah.
doing like things. I did have another deck in mind for this particular prompt as well, but I decided to go with this one instead. Um, so yes, what are your thoughts? While I show some cards, what are your thoughts?
So, a lot of the similar things, but I feel like, kind of how you were saying, the unfolding path just has like these really deep facial expressions.
Yeah.
I feel like this kind of softens that, and it can apply just across
Mm,
so many things, and then you can put that into the card. So it can be a little different for each thing. Whereas I feel like unfolding path can be really hard hitting sometimes.
yes.
This is like, in my mind, I was like, what's a deck that I could literally, if someone put a gun to my head and said, you have to pick one deck that you have to use for everything, it would be this
Mhm.
one. Because it can
Yeah.
apply to a lot of different things. It's maybe not the darkest, like maybe not fully shadow work, but it's enough of everything, in my opinion. And I just love it's funny because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's a little too cartoony. Like it's a little, like, I don't know how to explain it, but seeing it in person, the vibrancy, the color, there's like this depth to the cards that I
Mhm.
just really, really appreciate. Like there hasn't been a time where I've pulled that deck out and regretted it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have the limited edition, which the limited
I do.
edition is still available for people if you want the limited edition from Liminal 11. That's straight from Liminal 11, though. If not,
Yeah.
you can just get the standard edition from anywhere
Yeah.
books are sold. So,
I'm just an overachiever and like stuff.
yeah, she does have a Lenormand coming out. It was
I'm
supposed to come out in April, but it got pushed apparently to November. So I don't know
Oh
if
my
it's
god,
actually, but they haven't
that is
updated.
a huge push.
Yeah, they haven't actually even updated the Amazon. There's no Amazon listing on Amazon.com, just so you know. And the
Yeah.
listing that was on Canada, it still says April 2024. So, like,
Oh.
they haven't even updated it that. So, I don't
Yeah.
actually know what's happening
Yeah.
with the
And I
Lenormand.
haven't
But
seen it on like any social medias
yeah,
either.
same. So, I'm excited because I do want the Lenormand from her
I
because I
do
do
too.
really, really like her art style.
Absolutely
So,
getting that.
yeah.
Okay, the best director.
Mhm.
This is a creator that has shown outstanding results in the coordination of the entire production, from cardstock to art style to guidebook.
Yeah. So I went with the Gentle Tarot by
Um,
Mari in the Sky. This is an indie deck. Can get it from
yeah.
her website. She has different versions of this particular deck. This is the first edition, second printing. She has a linen edition. She has a pocket edition.
Mhm. Oh
Um,
yeah, that's right. There's like different versions of the same deck.
yes. And
That's so
then
cool.
this is the big separate guidebook that you can
Yes.
get. This particular version comes with a guidebook, comes with a small
Uh-huh.
guidebook that fits in the box. And then the pocket and the linen do not come with guidebooks, but you have
Okay.
access digitally to, I think, this version of the guidebook, maybe, or maybe a digital version of the guidebook that comes with this, I think. No, I think
Yeah.
it's a digital version of the guidebook that comes with this. And then, or you can get a bundle where you get this with the smaller deck
Yeah. Yeah.
for that. So I chose this one because of the fact the guidebook,
Yeah.
fantastic, honestly.
Yes.
Big chunker, another one that could have been the part of the first prompt, in my opinion, with just for
Yeah.
this guidebook because it's absolutely fantastic. But also because of the artistry. This is an indigenous based deck. Um, Artist is indigenous, and I love the production quality of it. This is a matte cardstock. I really love it.
Hmm. It's
The
been
artistry
rare to
is
see like
yeah.
really good matte cardstock. I feel like it's always coated usually.
Yeah, this is coated, but it
Oh,
shuffles
okay.
nice. It shuffles
Oh, okay.
nice. as you can see, like I'm just moving it like this, and it's like going
It,
everywhere. So it's not
yeah.
gonna like stick together, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. I
Um,
see. I
in
see.
in terms of that, like it's not a rose petal finish. Like if I
Uh,
start shuffling, it's like shuffles nice.
yeah.
So yeah, I really love that about it. But the artistry is really nice. I feel like this whole deck was really well done. I know that she's working on or she was supposed to do a Kickstarter for
Mhm.
her Oracle, but that's on hold right now. Just she's taking some time off due to her health,
Oh,
which I was
okay.
discussing in the Discord with Laura,
Yeah.
because I know Laura said she was going to back it. But yeah, I love the artistry of this particular deck. It encompasses both people, animals, nature, things
Yeah.
like that. Ooh, uh, Ruby says best director. I think the Fortuna Tarot family line. Yeah, those are really nice. Recent Opal Obsidian or the James R. Eads green glyphs. I love the green glyphs. I have the first edition, which was sent to me as a gift,
Yeah.
and that one's really nice. So I agree with you there, Ruby. What did you choose, Brittany?
It's really funny because it is the green glyphs.
Yeah, the whole
um,
whole entire collection.
I feel like this is just like a snapshot of a representation of James R. Eads' like ability to create collections. And the
Yeah.
thing is, like I showed, I don't have the Cosmo with me, but I showed the Prisma, and then there's a Cosmo that goes with it that is the
Yes.
essentially the Oracle
Hmm.
counterpart. He's also created like minis for this that are in tins.
Yeah.
He has geomancy coins, which are really unique. Like I don't think I've ever seen geomancy in coin form um, outside of his collection. And
Yeah.
then of course there's the green glyphs, which is like an actual entire collection. So it
Yeah.
has, sorry, this thing is heavy. It has this monster guidebook that has the information for all four of these. This is the rune deck. This is the Lenormand deck. This is the Oracle deck. And then this is the Tarot deck over
Okay.
here. So
Yeah.
I'll show you guys the Tarot deck, but everything is cohesive, like
Okay.
beautifully so. So the cards are also these minis. They're like right above what I would call a pocket, but the
Yeah.
boxes obviously
I
make
would
it
call
not
that
pocket.
pocket.
Yeah. And throughout the entire collection, runes I think might be the only one that's not, but I don't do runes, so I only looked at it the one time.
Hmm.
But there's like a color cohesion across divinations where he
Yeah.
talks about like blues being more of a calm, gentler overall meaning, but something with a lot of reds, oranges, or yellows might be a little more hard hitting, or it's loosely paraphrasing. But I
Mm.
just, and again, I love the artwork, but this deck alternates between like maximalist and minimalist. And you can see that in a lot of these cards here. And I just think that's so cool. I just love how they pair together. I mean, I'm only going to show the tarot because, like, otherwise
Yeah.
we'll literally be here forever. And the card stock is beautiful. It's so easy to shuffle. It has this, like, of course, you know, I'm rough with my gilding, but it has the lovely gilding across,
Yeah.
and the backs of the cards and the box are cohesive. I mean, when I just say like this is the representation of what I feel like James R. Eads is as a creator, even before this existed, is just top notch. He even has like pouches and card things for this set specifically.
Yeah.
And he even talks about how you can incorporate all of the divination forms together. It's just very well thought out, very unique. And let me see if I can find one. He does changed the name of the suits.
Yeah.
Pentacles is stones. And if you've ever been on my channel, you know I don't like that. And even that doesn't bother me because just the way that he
It still
uses
makes
it.
sense though. Like
Yeah.
stones, pentacle, like to me that still makes sense. So as long as
Yeah,
it makes sense, I think we're okay.
exactly. Um,
Did you back his latest Kickstarter? Because
I
Ruby was
did
saying that, yeah,
the
that she backed it also.
cerulean numerology.
Codex, Cerulean Codex, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi,
Um,
Midnight.
Hi, Midnight.
Yeah, so you backed it? Because Ruby also backed it.
It's so funny, Ruby, you say that because same. I backed it and I was like, I can't not at this point because literally I waffle on like if I want to get the geomancy coins or not. I'm like, okay, if I hunker down and actually practice and learn Lenormand, then maybe I'll treat myself to a new method of divination. But I do
Do it.
I
Hunker
know.
down and learn Lenormand and then get those geo, because that would actually be really cool in your bone throwing set. Like if you added them to the set, I think that would be really
Yeah.
cool.
I think that it's just such a, and I like coins anyway. Like I have
Yes, I know you
regular
do.
regular divination coins that I use. So I'm like, oh, how could this
Yes.
expand and connect with what I already do? But yeah, I think James R. Eads is really cool. He has a really great presence on social media as well. Really friendly and
Yeah.
nice. So yeah. Okay, I don't have anything for this prompt, but still does. This is best movie in a foreign language. Basically, a deck that excels in all the categories presented so far, and that is awarded for lifetime achievement,
Yeah.
specifically a foreign deck.
Yeah. So I went with one of the ones that I have that's foreign is Le Terreau Arthurien, which is by Claire Duval and illustrated by Anna Turian. This is published by Édition Contredire, I think is how you pronounce that. Um, this is a gorgeous deck. It's only published in French currently. I started translating it. I started translating it to English. I actually typed up everything
Oh
up
wow!
until like this point where I stopped here
Yeah.
translating in English. I was actually using Tara's study tarot sessions that she was doing
Uh-huh.
on YouTube to like do that kind of work by
Yeah.
translating it or whatever. But the artwork, everything's in French. I do read French. I live in Quebec, so I know French. So I can use it without the translation. But I like my brain is like read
Yeah.
English, but I can read these
Yeah.
no problem. I love the artwork. It's still in order, just so you know. I haven't actually issued gold or anything yet, but the artwork is fantastic. I love Anna Turian's artwork. So beautiful.
It is really nice.
Yeah.
It's very like medieval themed. It seems like.
Well, it's a King Arthur kind of.
Okay. Yes.
It's King Arthur inspired tarot deck. So it's based on those stories, like Merlin and Guinevere and all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, which I love. This is like gorgeous. I had like a difficult time getting it because it's
Yeah,
from France, right? You can only get it in France, and I didn't want to spend $100 on
that's
Amazon
fair.
for it to come from France. So luckily, I was able to find a Quebec bookstore that had it, and I paid only $50 for it, which was so much cheaper in terms of that. So
That's really cool.
yeah, so I really love this. This one reminds me of the Patronus from Harry Potter, but
Yes.
the stag Patronus, yeah, from Harry. So yeah, but I love it. Yeah, so they're all in French. Baton is wands, and then we have
Hmm.
coupe, which is cups. But
Yeah.
honestly, anyone who speaks just English can easily use this. Épée is
Yeah.
swords.
The hard part would be the guidebook, I guess.
Yeah, but Google Translate, you can use the
Yeah,
app. It's so easy. You just point,
it is.
take a photo, it'll translate the whole thing for you.
You don't even
Um,
as long as you have internet, you don't even have to take the photo. You just hover it over and it'll translate for you, which
exactly.
is
There
really
you go.
nice.
So yeah, and then Diner, which is pentacles.
It's really, really pretty.
Yeah, so I really like it. And then there's gilding and stuff too, which is nice. The quality
Uh-huh.
from France is actually really nice. I was very impressed with the quality for a mass market deck. So this is a mass market deck in France. So
Yes.
no, I'm from Montreal, but I live in the province of Quebec. Province of Quebec, Montreal specific though, not Quebec City specific. So
Um,
yes.
Ruby said she has some top tarot, pop culture, pastel wizards tarot, and Janasa.
Yeah,
No,
Janasa Yaus. Janasa
yeah, I was
Yaus.
like,
Or
yeah, I was like,
Yonasa. Yonasa? I think it's Yonasa now.
that's,
Yaus. I
yeah.
don't know. We try. We try. We
I
try.
was like,
That's a very popular one because that particular artist puts out like a different deck. I don't even know, like once a year or once every 2 years or something. And it's like a different editions of the deck, but it's like different color schemes with different
specifically the
imagery.
Yonasa
Yeah,
Yaus. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yonasa Yaos, yeah. It's really
Oh,
cool. People have like so many different editions. They're all different colors, different themes. It's really
oh,
awesome. But you can
that's
never
really
get the
cool.
previous edition. So once that sells out, it sells out, and then they do another edition
Oh no, I
with a
would.
different color scheme, a different whatever. It's really cool though. So like people are really I've
I
seen like
couldn't
so
do
many
that
where
because
they
I would
like
never stop
side by
buying
side.
them. Yeah, I would literally just
Yeah,
never stop buying them.
but there's
I
people
can't.
out there that just buy the deck one after the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, fellow Montrealer, hello. So nice to find people
I
from the same
know.
city as me.
Okay.
Love it.
So yeah, I didn't have one for that. I
Yeah.
technically have decks by foreign creators, but there's nothing foreign about either the deck nor the guidebook. They're always in English. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
So
have
that's all.
other decks. I have other decks that are by Chinese creators that they're
Yes.
actually based in China. Like the deck itself is from China.
Yeah.
But this was the one that been in my collection, I think, the longest compared to those. So
Okay. That
since
makes
I
sense.
haven't really like spent time with them or whatever, where the guidebook is in Chinese and things, I was just like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna choose that for now. Maybe next year, an option for next year.
Yeah, for
Again,
sure,
if
for sure.
we do this next year, an option for next year.
I'm sure by then there
since
will be like 20 other tags we're gonna want to do
since Sylvie from Fairlight Tarot does this like every
every year.
year during
Oh
the
yeah.
Oscar season. She does it every year during Oscar season.
When's Oscar season?
March, I
Oh,
think.
okay. Maybe we'll have
March, April.
to follow it and do it next year. Just it'll be our yearly thing. Um, so this one is the same question, best movie, but in English.
Right.
So best
So
lifetime achievement award.
yes. So I went with the Wisdom of Pooh Tarot
Yay!
by Serafina Mesa and Angel Mesa and illustrated by Kat Amzel. This is obviously published by Serafina's company, Ruin Vervain. This is an indie deck. Currently funding is the Wisdom of Pooh and Tigger 2. So
Yeah.
if you're interested, that is currently funding. So this is the first edition, and that one is the second edition with Tigger in it. This one doesn't have Tigger in it. I love the production quality of this. The guidebook. So the deck itself doesn't come with a guidebook. It comes with cards that have keywords on it, which I absolutely love. I love that as an
Yeah.
option. I think that's fantastic. But there is a separate guidebook. I did receive a copy of it, a PDF copy of it, and the guidebook is
Mhm.
fantastic. You can get a physical copy of it from our
Yeah.
website. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely love it. The stories in there are fantastic. Depth that it goes in. into is fantastic. We actually did a live last month, so if you wanted to go look at that, definitely check it out because I did read from the guidebook, which was a long reading,
Yes.
but it was, you
It was
can
so
see how much
detailed.
depth.
Yes.
It was so good. So yes, I love the production quality of this. This is a
Mm.
linen cardstock. It's an eco-friendly linen cardstock,
I
from what I
actually
know.
really like the cards because my only concern about it was I was worried that it would be so matte that the colors would just be, bleh, you know, but
Yeah,
they are so gorgeous.
so gorgeous because of the linen. I feel like it's because it's a linen cardstock.
Yeah. It just really pops. And that's my first linen deck and I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one. The Hermit.
The Hermit is my favorite.
Yes.
The Hermit is my favorite in any deck, but
Oh,
love it.
that's true.
Pooh, pooh, love him. So yes, so I decided to choose this as my best movie, English language.
That's a good
Because
pick.
I love this. Why are there all the majors together? Do I have this in order?
I was gonna say, is it in some sort of
Oh
order?
yeah, it's still in order because I put it back in order for for our thing
Oh.
last month, and I never shuffled it. Hold on, let me shuffle. I put it back in order because we were talking about like the cards and stuff and like different
Yes,
art. So I had it in order so I could quickly look
find
for
things easy.
artwork and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, but I never reshuffled it because my I do have a, well, we both have unboxings and flip throughs of this on our channels. My mini, which is up there,
Mhm.
is
I
shuffled
love
already.
using the mini.
Oh,
I
me
go back and
too.
forth.
Me too. The pocket. Oh,
Yep.
I love, absolutely love. So okay, there we go. Now it's not. Here are some pentacles. Some pentacles. Already looked at the majors. Here's some swords.
It's funny you say that, Ruby. I never grew up watching Winnie the Pooh. At least I don't remember. So I have no like actual nostalgia towards it, but I just thought it was so pretty and like it's a really like just sweet deck. It has a very sweet energy.
Yeah. I did grow up with Winnie the Pooh, which I talked about
Yeah.
last month. So I actually have a book collection, some of the books that were published, I don't know, 80s, 90s. I was born in 91, so like in the late 80s, early 90s, I guess,
Mhm.
collection, which it retails features the original art from the original artist. So I do actually really love the artwork, and I love the fact that they stayed true to like the kind of like to the creator in the guidebook, in the in-depth guidebook. They create like their own stories. Sometimes they talk about like the original story and stuff like that, and they do like
Mhm.
mention what inspired them. And sometimes they'll show the original artwork that inspired the artwork that's in here, which is really interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you grew up with Winnie the Pooh, this would be like a huge thing to have as a collector's item, in my opinion. Um, so yeah, but what did you choose as the last one for you?
For me, I
Yeah.
actually went with the Ethereal Visions Luna edition.
Yes, that one's good.
So I was like, okay, what is something that I feel like it could represent every day, even though it's really stylized, but is also visually very pretty and then um, could probably be used for a wide variety of readings. And I just
Hmm.
thought, like, absolutely this deck. And it
Yeah.
has, I talked about the foiling in another one, but it has that hollow foiling.
Yeah.
And if you have the first one, the original Ethereal Visions, you just know that the guidebook is probably the worst guidebook I've ever physically laid my hands on for a non like. I mean, I don't even know how to. It was literally just stapled together paper,
Yeah,
and
it's a little white book. That's literally what
yeah,
it is.
it's a cliche little white book, and I'm like, this is not it. So they stepped
Yeah.
up their game for this one, and it's an actually like bound book,
Yeah.
and um it has it's fully colored and
Yeah.
illustrated and stuff like that, and it has the upright reverse keywords.
Hmm.
It even has the astrological correspondences,
Hmm.
um, for the majors at least, and a nice description of everything. And then
Yeah.
one of the things I also like about this deck, and I didn't point it out for the Black Femme Tarot or Prisma Visions, but it has extra cards, and I
Oh yes.
automatically just appreciate when there are extra cards in a tarot deck.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
It makes it unique, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
Because
this is
it brings
good.
a little something extra to like the deck. Where you have like the original 78s, everything's great, dandy, but then you have like that extra uniqueness from the creator themselves. So I
Yeah.
like that also.
So yeah, it's just quite lovely, very easy to read with.
I know I
The
still need to get
cardstock
that
is,
deck.
yes, you do. The cardstock is lovely, and it basically took the original deck, which I did love, and
Yeah.
just improved on it in every way. So
Mhm.
um, they added diversity into the deck. They improved on the guidebook. The cardstock is still the same lovely cardstock, so that's, they didn't change that.
Mhm.
And yeah, like like for example, we now have like women that were previously men, and we also have people of color.
Yeah.
So just gorgeous. And I mean, come on, look at this high priestess. Like, who are
Love
we
her.
kidding? Beautiful.
Love her
Just
so
knocks
much.
it right out of the park. And I've just always really loved this deck to begin with. And they just, every critique that I had for the first one, they fixed it. So to me, I feel like lifetime achievement.
I love that. That's a good one to have for this prompt as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I have some weirdly reversed cards in here. Don't know why. Oh, maybe I shuffled them in. um, okay, so that was everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's only 10 prompts. So,
Yeah, that was nice and easy. I love the choices, and I like how like some of yours were like, "Oh, so close to picking that," and
yeah.
uh, but all the choices still, regardless, made so much sense. I love it.
Yeah, me too. I love that. But I love that we didn't always have the same deck. Like I know we
Yeah,
had the same deck for what was it?
everyday one. It
The
was
This Might Hurt, I think, right?
yeah. What
Yeah,
was
This
that
Might
one?
Hurt. Yeah, that was the
Best documentary.
yes. So,
Hmm.
but I like that we brought in like our own like opinions and different choices and things that we didn't always pick the same one.
Yes.
But when we did, we still had different reasons for picking that one, which I love.
Yeah, I did too. Well, that was super fun. I do look forward to doing this one again next year.
Yeah,
Ruby says her pick would be the Chromatic Fates,
Chromatic Fates.
but even though it doesn't come out till next year,
Oh, okay.
but she has to read best, so I understand.
Chromatic
I get it.
Fates. I don't know what that is. Chromatic Fates. Let's see. Is that a tarot? Chromatic Fates.
I don't know.
Yeah, I found it on Etsy. Oh, I found
Oh,
the Kickstarter here. Let's see. Love the color. Let's see. Wow, look at all the color. Is
it
this a
reminds me.
collab deck or is it just one artist? Oh, it's a collab deck.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Mm.
looks like collab. I don't generally like collab decks,
Me too, if there's no cohesiveness in
but
it.
it looks
Because,
like they kept cohesiveness with like the borders and framing of the cards.
yeah. Because this is a collab deck, but you can't tell it's a collab deck when you're actually, when you have all of them side by side, you can't tell this is a collab deck, in my opinion.
No, yeah, there's a cohesiveness about it. Okay, that makes sense. I dig it. I dig it. Oh wow, that
Yeah.
came out in 2021. Okay.
Yeah, it was last updated August 29, 2022.
Can you still buy this?
I saw it on Etsy. Like
Oh,
here, Etsy. Let's see. Yeah, there's a listing on
right.
Etsy for it.
Kelly McKernan.
I
Who's
have it
the?
here by Egyptian Blue Designs. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Hmm. Interesting. I like the different colors though. That one. That seems fun. Like the different colors. I do like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can definitely see the cohesiveness across the different artists. Not bad. Interesting. Alrighty, well, that's all we have today. So I guess we will get off of here. But before we do you have anything upcoming you want to talk about, so?
No, I don't really think so. I didn't post anything this week. But I'm gonna try to get a video up tomorrow.
Okay.
So just subscribe, I guess, and then
I can tell we've been so burnt out.
videos will get posted, I guess. But I did receive several things though that I need to finish
Yes.
filming. So like I received 2 decks from Montreal Studio. I received some decks from publishing houses. I have like 2 stacks of things, 1 stack from Hay House, 1 stack from Running Press. And I have more on the way from Running Press. I have like a bunch of books and stuff to do. Oh, okay. Well, that person is selling a deck and it looks authentic from the pictures. Just to let you know, Ruby. And then I received like the Witch's Grimoire deck from Joseph from Grounded by the Moon. So I need to film like a separate video for that. But I have the unboxing. I just have to edit it. Yeah, a lot of editing to do. That's pretty much it. But
Yeah, I have some editing as well, and then
yeah.
I'm behind on doing my unboxing for Running Press, so I have to record that and get it out.
Me too. Because I already chose all the stuff for the next quarter, so we have
Yeah.
more stuff coming. But I'm excited for stuff. So much stuff. But yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I guess that just means, like and subscribe, and
Both of us.
yes, to both channels.
Yeah. You do like the readings, right? Are you doing readings on Friday?
Oh, I am still doing my live streams. I just wasn't there this weekend, this Friday, but I will be there this coming Friday. So
Yeah.
live streams 7
If you
p.m.
wanna
Eastern Standard Time.
If you want a free reading, make sure you subscribe to Brittany Cosmic's channel so that way
Yes.
you can get a
Oh,
free
yeah.
reading because it's for subscribers only.
Yes. Thank you. I always forget that part.
Yes.
But Ruby, thanks for hanging out with us today. And
Yes.
anybody watching the playback, I hope you enjoyed our
Oh,
prompts.
also thanks to Midnight and Tara who popped in.
Oh, yeah, thank
So-
you. Midnight Tower for also popping in.
Yes.
And yeah, you guys have a good rest of your Sunday fun day.